So we're out for a walk and come across this lonely cabin in the woods. I don't know why. I'm in the middle of Europe and yet I have the Deliverance theme running through my head. Probably that's wrong, isn't it? Well, as you can see, I still need a haircut, but I have had a shave. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Book Time with Elvis. It's been a while. As you can see from the background, I'm in the forest. I'm in a forest in the Eagle Mountains of Eastern Bohemia with Elvis. And I'm not entirely sure, oh, the sun's not good there, is it? Not entirely sure I'm going in the right direction. So if you see this, then it means I got out, that we got out, we survived. If someone finds this on my phone later, it means we didn't. But hey ho, as you can tell from this, then it means probably we've moved. You've probably seen it on my other channel and also on other social media. Before I talk about books, I just want to say thank you, of course, to everybody for their lovely messages in my last video, and also to say that, you know, I didn't mean to give the impression that I felt bullied or super offended. It was just kind of like the straw that broke the camel's back with everything going on. And so I didn't mean for the person who said those things, because I knew they said them pretty much in jest, to feel bad about it. So hopefully that's understood, but certainly it shows really who your friends are by all the wonderful messages and responses I got to that video. But I am back, despite Steve Donahue's best intentions through psychological warfare to make me stay away. He doesn't need the competition, you know, he doesn't need a younger, sexier influencer version to compete with him, right? So obviously with the move and things going on, I haven't done that much reading, but I read 2 books that I can talk about. One was a book about Charles II by Antonia Fraser, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I didn't know too much actually about him, other than he was the Merry Monarch, of course, but it was a very, very in-depth and interesting biography of said Charles II, and he came across as a very likable person. I'm sorry to have to do this, but I need to kind of keep on going, so hopefully we'll be in the shade soon. Actually, let me pause it as I go in this part, and I'll pick it up in a second. Well, you'd probably prefer to see Elvis's backside than my ugly mug. But yeah, Antonia Fraser, so she wrote this very, very sympathetic biography of the Merry Monarch Charles II, which was very readable, very enjoyable, published sometime, I think it was the late 70s, but it didn't, you know, books like that don't necessarily feel like they're published then, are they? I mean, when they're written about something so long ago, it doesn't really feel dated, except perhaps, you know, maybe some of the underlying attitudes or whatever. Oh, looks like the path ends there, doesn't it? There could be wolves in this wood, so that could be interesting. At least I've got my own wolf somewhere. Where is he? There he is, keeping me company. Although he seems insistent on peeing on absolutely everything, because this is completely new for him, coming here. So yeah, that was Charles II, and I read that, of course, as part of Historathon 2024, and the second quarter, I'm completely lost, third quarter of Historathon, which of course is an event started by Vin from Revenant Reads. Okay, note to self, don't take this path in the future. We walked all the way down to a dead end, and now we just come back up, haven't we? Yeah. Question is now, do we take that one, Or did we take that one? Well, we'll see. Day 17, still in the woods, but I found a proper path and also a source of water. Elvis is holding up well. We haven't had to eat each other yet, but it's ridiculous. You know, I've walked it before, but it's probably 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. Yeah, it's just over a year ago. And I can't remember the way. But, well, at least as I say, there's a bench here and a source of water. Although I would say I don't actually fancy drinking it. It's a pond. But, yeah, it looks nice. The sun's bright though, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, wish me luck. We're gonna continue down here. Come on, Elvis. Day 57. We're still in the woods. I shouldn't follow Elvis's intuition. He took us over 3 kilometers out of our way. We had to come back up, but salvation may be in sight, as I bumped into some other dog walkers who pointed me in the right direction. So Elvis, you need to learn that, okay? Elvis? Yeah. So hopefully you'll get to see this video on something that's not the nightly news on YouTube, and when I get or feel a bit more confident that I'm closer to home, I will tell you about the second book that I read. Salvation. You can see this road takes me past my house. We started the journey on the other side there, where you can see the other hedgerows. Shouldn't be that far, but yeah. Problem is, I'm still not sure of the way if I do it again, because it was such a maze. So I don't know. We'll have to just trial and error. I suppose eventually I'm going to get it right. We didn't end up in Poland today, but we did end up close to the next village, about 4 kilometers away. Look at that, it's beautiful. Yeah, but I'm really thirsty. I didn't expect to be gone, you know, over 2 hours. Well, almost 2 hours. It's not been that bad, is it? Not quite the 57 days or whatever it was I said, but still, it was an adventure. It was an adventure. I'm gonna grab some water, give Elvis some water, of course, and I'll sit on the terrace and we'll talk about the last book. And over the crest of this hill, you can see the church, which means just as we head over the top of it, I'll see home. I can already see the roof. If you can see that there on the horizon. I've been bitten. Dear oh dear, what a little adventure. But still, it was fun. Elvis will certainly sleep, won't you? Yeah. Oh, what a beautiful sight. I feel like running. You know, the hills are alive to the sound of music. That bird up there. The hills are alive. Oh dear. Oh. So we made it back and I'm sat here on my terrace, my uncompleted terrace. You can see there's still just rocks there, but Elvis is enjoying the cool shade after the walk. My neighbour's got the lawnmower on and it's quite windy, so I hope you can hear me. So yeah, we made it back and actually it was fun. I was actually surprised at my fitness level. Now of course I was huffing and puffing and panting, but I think that's to be expected. There were some quite steep hills, even for people in, you know, better physical condition than I. But yeah, it was nice. Although, you know, my legs are torn up by stinging nettles and whatever else. And when we passed the ponds, I was attacked by a swarm of mosquitoes. But otherwise unscathed. Uh, so yeah, the last book, the second book that I read over the summer during the course of moving was The House of Dudley by Joanne Paul, a new history of Tudor England told through the Dudley dynasty, starting off with, I forget actually the first Dudley, but under Henry VII. They all seem to be, was it Edmund maybe? I think it might have been Edmund Dudley was the first one, who found himself beheaded during the early years of Henry VIII's reign, because he made himself very unpopular during Henry VII's reign. Then on to his son John Dudley, who had to come back from the stink of treason of his father, and rose to the grand heights under Henry VIII's son Edward to Duke of Northumberland, only to find himself come a cropper under Mary and lose his head himself. And then his own son Robert Dudley goes through a similar thing, but he's a big favourite of Queen Elizabeth I, and he rises to Earl of, what does he rise to? Earl of Leicester, that's right. Is that right? Yeah, Earl of Leicester. Yeah, because his brother's the Earl of Warwick, that's right. Yeah, just kind of the fortunes and peaks and troughs during the lives of various members of the Dudley family and their extended family. And it was good. It was very good. I mean, I don't think there was anything like particularly new in it, maybe. I mean, for people who don't know anything about them as a family, then I'm sure they'll find it extremely revelatory. But, you know, it was a good, fun read. You know, well written. I believe it won some awards, and, you know, probably deservedly so. And it's a great kind of introduction to these side dynasties, if you like, during the Tudor era. Another book I would recommend along similar lines looks at the Howard family, is House of Treason by Robert Hutcheson. That's also a good read. But it seems like the lawnmower is getting louder and louder. So there we have it, first video back after a long time, and I will be back, of course. Now, you may have seen me already on a live, or you may not by the time this comes out. I'm not sure, but again, thank you for standing by me, and look forward to next time. So from Elvis and I, do take care, everybody. Bye bye.